Now we have the third one, and the last one is the test diamond use case, which is, as usual, I mean, as we have seen, it's in the diamond shape, which is tilted square. Okay, so it focus on unit and integration test equally. So the purpose of using test diamond is that we are going to add the unit test at the and the integration test in equal number, and we are going to focus in adding both. Like, um, for example, let's say we have a use case where I'm going to add the unit test, and in the real life, there is a lot of integration going on. Integration with AWS, integration with GraphQL, integration with REST calls, and integration with Kafka also. Then in that case, the integration test won't be less in number as comparative to the unit test, because we are checking a lot of integration pieces. Okay, so with this strategy we are going to visualize that unit test and integration test are kind of equal in number. Okay, and the top and the below ones, the smaller sections, will be either having a UI test or the static code analysis in the normal project. But in one of the scenario which I have faced is that I had to add the infrastructure test as well. So again, the infrastructure test can be added at the integration level, but let's say you have a repo. I mean, the project has a repo, and that project has a parallel deployment repo as well. So that deployment repo will be having the infrastructure test written by the DevOps and the developer. Okay, so that will be covered as a part of infrastructure test, which I have written below. And in the top, I have mentioned the performance test and the snowflake test. So with snowflake test, I'm going to check the connectivity, as in that what data is coming in and out from snowflake, and again the performance as well. So there is no hard and fast rule where it is mentioned that we have to take, or we have to put the cross functional testing like separately and the functional testing separately. There can be a possibility that we can give a equal importance to, let's say, cross functional test as much as we give to functional test. So in my case, the kind of architecture I have, or the kind of client ecosystem I have, in that case it was very important to do performance test, or to run the performance test, let's say once in a month, or with every major release, which is happening like once or twice in a month. Okay, so we can always club together, because at the end, this particular the motive of using this test strategy pattern is to give the visualization. Okay, now on the right side, just for demo purpose, I have added the tools and libraries which I am using for testing. For example, for infrastructure test, I am using TerraTest. The second layer, unit test and integration test, we have written for integration test, we have written those tests in rest assured, and spring boot is an application, application. And then performance test, we are using locust, and for snowflake test we are utilizing dpt as a testing library. Okay, so uh, again, the structure of test diamond will remain the same, but the kind of testing which you are going to do at every level, for example, there can be a possibility that performance test won't be there for your kind of scenario, right? So it's always these tests are going to be customized as per what ecosystem we have.